This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
No, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
What a good song. Philip Phillips. On Boomer Life here on CIL 650, our friends from ShannonOaks are part of today's show. Jillian Fullerton is back with us from ShannonOaks, Vancouver. And also joining us in studio from Act Together Moving is downsizer Patrick Fagan, who together with his sister Annie operate this company in both Metro Vancouver and Metro Victoria. Annie's on the island. Patrick's here, based out of White Rock, talking about, well, seniors community living. And I had a conversation. I told you I was back in Ontario for Mother's Day and met some of Mom's friends who all were hanging around, and it was a nice event. And I had a chance to talk to a woman. She's 79. Her husband's 85. And Patrick, you mentioned this earlier, and I want to come back to you on it. She said she's ready to move. She's ready to move to a retirement community. She's in perfect health. He has mild Parkinson's, but he's okay so far. And she's just getting tired of the work. They've got pensions. They're not rich, but they've got good cash flow, good steady money. They're all right. They're in great shape. And she wants to move to a retirement community and relax and have some fun and stop doing the laundry. Stop doing the cooking and the laundry and the cleaning. And he's not saying no. He's just not really keen. He doesn't care one way or the other. And she's a little frustrated because she's ready to go. And what she said, Patrick, was what you said earlier. She wants to go now while she can have some fun. She doesn't want to wait until she has to go. And you deal with people on both sides of that coin, don't you?
I do. I see it regularly. And one thing that, is worth noting, that why have to hop in your car and drive 15 minutes to a bridge game when it can be just down the hall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, there's so much of what you enjoy in life right now still is going to be there when you relocate to a retirement community. And just a lot of things have been brought under one roof for you. Gardening, a client that I recently helped move into ShannonOaks, out on her deck were 2 potting plant sort of holders ready for her to get her fingers into the soil, and if she's interested, do that, or their staff could do that for her.
Right.
So there's
again, there's your choice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but I was just struck. It was so profound, Jillian, because this woman is she's really anticipating. She's joyfully looking forward to moving into a retirement. This is her reward. And I said, you mean eliminate the drudgery? And she looked at me and said, absolutely. That's exactly what I mean. I'm so tired of all that stuff.
And she's into a new phase where she wants to enjoy her life.
Right.
Her husband is making a little resistance. He has, as you said, early Parkinson's.
Yeah.
So maybe he's saying, I don't want change. I don't want change.
Well,
I'm comfortable
I
where I
think
am.
more than anything else,
Yeah.
she said he's not dead set against it. He's just not real keen. It's almost like he could care less because he's got it pretty good as it is. She's doing all the work. And so she's just trying to convince him that, maybe me doing all the work, it's great for you, but on this side of the table, it's not so great. But and so you hear that, don't you, Patrick?
Regularly. Yeah, it's a common thing. Sometimes, however, it can be reversed, but most of the time, she's ready to go, and he doesn't see why the boat needs to be rocked at all.
But interestingly, Jillian, there are those moments, happy ones, I'm sure, in your career, and you've had a few of them, where the boomers the seniors are proactive. They don't need their kids telling them how to run their lives or what to do. They realize for themselves, okay, it's time to sell the big old house. We're tired. The kids are all gone. We're doing more work than we really need to, or paying people too much money to do the work that we can't do anymore. So why don't we just fold our tent and move into a retirement community and take the bull by the horns by themselves, and off they go.
Yes, and that does happen. I would like it to happen more than it does.
Sure.
It would make my job easier. But, we do get the seniors that have come to the realization that it's another stage of life and they want to live it to the fullest.
Right.
They want to enjoy it completely. They want to take some of the pleasures in the latter years of their life and really accentuate them. And so they've made a very wise move to move into a retirement community where those enjoyments are there, where those choices are there. Now, the daughters may see that, or it's usually, I have to say daughters, because it's usually the daughters.
Or daughters-in-law.
Yes, or daughters-in-law.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. Sons can. I've got a wonderful son who lives in mid-province, in one of the mid-provinces, who's come out especially for Mom and Mother's Day, and is making a move for Mom, because he looks at Mom's house and says, she cannot do those stairs.
Right.
I am not going back.
She's
I will
a
not
prisoner
have
in
her,
her own house.
I will not have her doing those stairs.
Yep.
So he has done my work. He has convinced Mom of the wisdom of doing it. Well, I did a bit of the work. I showed them around all the beautiful things at ShannonOaks.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of thing. And Mom was taken with it. So that's great. But he is going to make that move.
Right.
So,
And Patrick, your point earlier was, further to what Jillian is just saying, here's an opportunity in many people's lives to take a proactive decision, like the woman I was speaking to in Ontario. She sees moving to a retirement community as a reward. I mean, this is something to look forward to. This isn't punishment. This is an old folks' home. This is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for someone who's worked hard all her life. And your point earlier, Patrick, was better to be able to take the decision proactively to move while you can, rather than being following some kind of medical traumatic event when you don't have any choice then.
Yeah. Yeah, and for some of them, they've, maybe on a financial level, they've planned for the worst case scenario.
Right.
So sometimes they just need to look 6, 12 months down the road and say, if my health doesn't get better, in fact, what if my knee starts to hurt even more?
Sure.
How is it going to go for me to be facing that here in my home with the stairs and no one around to call for help versus being in a place where I still get to enjoy a lot of what I enjoy in life. And if I need somebody, I can press a button and they'll come. Or I can have somebody cook for me and I don't need to stand in front of the stove, stirring the beans.
Jillian, we're almost out of time, but quick question for you. What happens if someone needs a surgical procedure? I'm following up on Patrick's knee thing.
Yes.
So you get a knee replacement.
Yes.
Now, you're not going to be your old self up and around for a while.
No, you're not.
So but you move into a retirement community, but you need some assistance while your knee's getting
you can
recovering.
bring that assistance in. You can have that.
But then you're good for independent living.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
so you can do
Yes.
both.
Yes, you can. But I would recommend people, if they have questions, come for a trial stay.
Okay.
Give me a call. Go to the website, give me a call, and I'll set up a trial stay. Come and look around. If you like it, trial stay.
And you also might want to make inquiries about being a guest at Patrick Fagan's next downsizing seminar
Exactly.
at ShannonOaks. And I think the good advice from me can only be, if you'd like to hear Patrick personally, he's a charming guy. And you know what? They throw in lunch to boot.
Right.
I would recommend getting to Jillian as early as possible. There's no charge for this, but there's very high demand. So if you'd like to see Patrick when he makes his presentation in a few weeks, call Jillian now and reserve a spot.
Yes, that's great. That's a good idea. And Patrick will give you all sorts of information onto what to do in that big albatross and moving it out of the way so you can move into ShannonOaks.
Patrick's website is Act Together Moving, all one word, no spacing, Act Together, and 2 T's, Act Together. There's 2 T's there.
Thanks for pointing that out.
ActTogetherMoving.com, and of course, ShannonOaks.com. Either click on Vancouver or Victoria, or what the heck, check them both out. Jillian Fullerton, lovely to see you again.
Great to see you.
And Patrick, don't make it a year till you come back next time. You're a terrific guest. It's good to have you by.
Thanks so much for having me.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on Boomer Life.